Hi YouTube, Gabby is asleep, so let's see if she will let me talk to you guys for a few minutes regarding breastfeeding. Um, we're waiting for her dad to come home. She's been looking for her dad the whole day and she's been cranky. So anyway, I want to talk about breastfeeding, and the reason why I'm just doing this video now is because if I did this video earlier on, I might discourage a lot of pregnant mothers who are planning on breastfeeding. I'm doing it now because everything is much better. It's not yet 100% better, but at least it is much better now. Um, I have been breastfeeding for a little over 4 weeks now, and it was very difficult for me to transition. If you haven't seen my previous videos of my pregnancy, during my pregnancy I was on complete bed rest. So after Gabby's born, it's been a huge transition for me to, be walking around, feeding somebody, changing somebody's diaper. I'm not complaining. I love being a mom, but it was a huge transition for me. So I made a few notes. Okay, during the first week of Gabby's life here, um, I have to pump my milk because she was admitted at the nursery for almost a week. Actually, it was like 6 days. And I had to pump my milk, and that was fine. I was using my Medela pump in style. And then when she was ready to feed, I was very excited. So at first we had trouble latching. Maybe for like 1 or 2 tries we had trouble latching, and then later on she was able to latch. However, not correctly. What she would do would be she would latch on the tip of my nipple and work her way to my areola, which was very painful. But during the first, let's say, 3 or 4 days, it wasn't painful at all. I was very excited because she's already, feeding, because she did not eat for like 3 days when she was admitted because she kept on throwing up because of the infection. So there. Because of the improper latching, although she was able to latch, although not properly, I had very sore nipples. And then when we went home, she was cluster feeding. So she would feed like sometimes for 40 minutes, and we would rest for like 20 minutes. And that caused my nipples to crack, to bleed, and eventually, because of sometimes I catch myself like we have the wrong position. Her whole body should be facing you, not just her head. Sometimes it's only her head that's facing my breast, not her entire body. So because of that and the improper latch, um, sorry. Your daddy's on his way home. Yes. Because of that, um, the cracks became deep, and it was so painful. Whenever she would cry because she's hungry, I would also start to cry because I was already anticipating the pain. Um, but what I would do was I would apply Lancino cream, the lanolin cream, and then if I get the chance to, I would air dry my nipples, and I just use mild soap on my breast when I take a bath, and um, I use soap like once a day only. And what else did I do? Oh, I also pumped my milk about 1 to 2 times a day. That way my nipples can rest, And usually at night, my husband is home if he's not on duty, so he'll be the one to give the bottle to her with the expressed breast milk. What else? So that pain lasted for about 3 weeks. And as I've said, I almost gave up. I was tempted to do mixed feeding, but I'm very glad because I have my family to support me. My husband would wake up even in the wee hours of the morning whenever she would feed, and he would massage my back while I feed her. And then my sister-in-law, who has 8 children, all of those 8 children were breastfed, would share her experiences with me. My sister, who is in Canada, I emailed her and asked her as well, her experience with breastfeeding, and it helped a lot knowing that some women really do experience pain during the first few weeks of breastfeeding, and what they would advise me is that to persevere, to just continue breastfeeding, and eventually it will get better. And that's why I'm making this video now, because everything is a whole lot better. I don't cry anymore whenever she's hungry. I'm sorry, I'm perspiring. It's so hot here. Um, yeah, so everything is a lot better now. Okay, sorry. Um, so everything is okay now. Just have to persevere really with breastfeeding. Get a lot of family support or your friends to help you out. Ask a lot of questions and check what's wrong, so that um, you can correct it so it's not gonna be painful. So now she's more than a month old now, and a little over a month now, and she would feed like every 2 to 3 hours, usually for 20 minutes, but sometimes she would snack for like 5 to 15 minutes. Um, yeah. What else? Oh, as for my diet, I don't think she is milk intolerant, but I do avoid um, drinking milk, dairy products, food that will increase your gasiness. Um, what else? I also drink lots of water, and I've been told by some people that if you drink coconut water, it's going to be helpful for your milk supply. So I drink 1 bottle a day, and I also eat a lot of soup, and soup with malunggay. So I have no problem with my milk supply or anything. She has a lot of spit up, and it's making me worry. So sometimes I would have to, no, not sometimes, but I would have to change her diaper first before I feed her. And if she pooped, or if she pooped after she eats, I would have to wait like 30 minutes before I change her diaper. Or else if I would change her diaper before that, she would throw up. And I would have to hold her up like this for at least 15 minutes before I put her down, and to prevent her from spitting up. I have been given her pediatrician gave us the domperidone medicine, which she takes 3 times a day. Although I'm not a big fan of giving her any medicines, so sometimes I don't give it. It's not like an antibiotic that you have to really give. It's like as needed medication, so I don't give it often. I usually give it at night. It's more scary at night when you're sleeping and she would spit up, and she might, aspirate. That's it for now. Bye.